Good evening. Welcome to the Massillon City Council meeting for Monday, November the 3rd, 2025. We have with us tonight the following city officials.
Mayor Jamie Slutes. Here. Safety Service Director Renee Baker. Here. Law Director Justin Richard.
Present.
Assistant Law Director Edmund Mack. Director of Development Ted Hernkane.
Here.
Police Chief Jason St. Noy.
Here.
And Income Tax Budget Director Lori Katagides-Boron. Here. Is there anyone from administration I missed? That's it, Mr. President.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Under number 5 on tonight's agenda is where the public can speak on a topic that appears on the agenda. And then under number 17 is where the public can speak on an item that does not appear on the agenda as well. At this time, I want to remind everyone, including council, to please turn down the cell phones to vibrate and/or turn them off. Thank you. Roll call, please.
Brian Huth. Here. Creamer.
Present.
Cunningham.
Present.
Gregg.
Here.
Harwick Smith.
Present.
Lewis.
Present.
Markham.
Here.
Hackley.
Here.
And Ray.
Here.
Roll call of 9 present.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Tonight's invocation and Pledge of Allegiance will be hosted by Councilwoman Brian Huth.
Thank you, Mr. President. Please join me and stand for the Our Father. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Item number 4, reading of the journal. Madam Clerk, are the minutes prepared for the previous meeting and transcribed and open for public viewing?
Yes, they are.
Are there any additions or corrections that need to be made?
No, there are not.
Then the minutes stand as approved. Thank you, Madam Clerk.
You're welcome.
Item number 5, remarks of delegations and citizens to matters on tonight's agenda. This is the part of the agenda where the public and/or community can speak on a topic that appears on tonight's agenda. If you'd like to speak on a topic, please come forward, state your name, the ward you live in, the topic you wish to discuss, and please limit your comments to 4 minutes or less. Please keep in mind there will be no personal attacks on anyone present or not present. You may, however, address a department or a position. Remember that this is not a question and answer session, and when you have finished, please sign the paperwork up front, the sign-in sheet rather, on the counter, and leave any prepared statements you may have for our records. Anyone present at this time? Please come forward.
Hi, I'm Christy Gerber. I live in Ward 2. I've literally never participated in any sort of local government before, but when I heard that Massillon was considering a camping ban, it motivated me to come. Man, I really just am asking that we don't do this. I don't want to criminalize something that is not something that people can always choose. And I really, really hope that we can come up with other solutions to the problems that we are maybe seeing. I guess I don't have a lot to say right now about that, but I would love to hear more. I know it's not a question and answer time, but I'd love to hear more about, I guess, from people who are making decisions. I'd love to hear more about the problems and how we as a community can work together to solve those problems while also allowing for our public spaces to be used by everybody, and just to really make sure that we're serving all of the people of Massillon. Thanks.
Thank you.
Hi, I live in Canton, Ohio. I go by Mama D, but my real name is Crystal Hicks. I am homeless. I was thrown out of my home on the 8th of October by the city of Canton, and they put in the ordinance of no camping there. I have been arrested 3 times now because of the no camping ban. I would appreciate it if Massillon didn't put that ban in place because the homeless need safe places to go. I lost my best friend, Jocelyn, to death because she killed herself, because she was raped, because she was homeless and had nowhere to go. We have to hide in Canton. We have no safety at all there. Massillon, you guys have safety for people right now with the camping. You know, we can be safe. We can have the places that we need. But Canton doesn't have that anymore. And God, we wish they did. Because we have to hide at night and pray to God that we don't get arrested and that we don't get hurt by somebody. Camping is one of the safe things for us to do. I didn't choose to be homeless. I lived in my home from 2022 until the 8th of October. I'm on Social Security. I have cancer. The people behind me know that. They're my friends. We all stick together as the homeless. 90% of us aren't bad people, but because of the 10% that are, we all get judged the same. We want to live like everybody else. We want to have homes, you know, but we don't. We fight for what we have, and we stick together and we fight so that other people don't have to end up like my friend Jocelyn. Thank you. Please don't put the camping ban in order.
Ma'am, please sign that paperwork, please.
I already did.
Oh, you did? Okay, thank you.
Sorry.
Thank you, you're good, thank you.
Hello, my name is James Gibson. I'm not exactly sure what ward it would be considered, but my mailing address is 1632 Huron Road, here in Massillon, Ohio. I'm currently homeless. Don't know what else to say about that. But I do know that as a veteran and somebody who's fought for the rights of all the people in this room, this camping ban is wrong. It's persecution against the poor. It's persecution against against a lot of people who didn't choose to be homeless. There was a man one time, I believe it was around 1942, he decided to persecute a group of people because they were different. And his name was Adolf Hitler. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hello, my name's Shauna Kirby. I live in Canton, Ohio, but I've also resided in Massillon, Ohio as well, as I was homeless living in my car up until about a month ago. It took me 2.5 years to get on SMHA, which is covering Canton and Massillon. That's too long. Living in a vehicle isn't for the faint of heart. And now that I do have housing, I see my friends struggling still and getting arrested more. It breaks my heart. When you criminalize homelessness, what the end result is involuntary servitude. The people are going to be stuck in a cycle of getting arrested, being fined and jailed, and then going to do community service. That's not fair. That's not right. I thought we grew out of that a long time ago. But the time is now to make a change with that. We can't be listening to the people up on the hill that are making bad decisions, and we all know they're making bad decisions, when we're still praying to the same God, looking at the same flag, and we need to do the right thing for the people. The right thing is not to keep them in slavery. We're human beings. We gotta love each other and take care of each other because there's no time for anything else. We're in pretty weird times in our country, if you haven't realized. Just think with your hearts and your heads and make the right decision for your ward because this is going to affect the next generations and we're not teaching the children correctly. If we show them this, they're going to follow that. Everything comes down to the future generations. If we don't do what's right for humanity now, we probably won't make it. You can feel the tensions in our country. You can feel the tensions in our local hearings. Canton's gotten a little rowdy a few times because we really fought hard and we tried to petition the no camping ban. Unfortunately, we didn't have enough time because they only gave Cantonites 7 days notice in the paper. We were not aware of the agenda if we weren't going to town hall meetings. When we tried to go through and petition and referendum, we didn't get enough signatures, but we still turned them in anyways. I just want to do what's right for the people, and class separation is not right for our whole country. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
My name is Lorinda Johnson. I'm technically in Perry Township, but I stand in solidarity with our homeless friends, and I patron the museum quite often. I love the open mics. I would just really like to encourage Massillon City to be a leader rather than a follower, because right now what I see is following poor leadership from Canton City with this ordinance. I've been there, went to all of these together, and we fought really hard together. And what I saw was just the initial proposing this ordinance is a dehumanizing act. It makes our homeless friends feel like you don't perceive them as a human being. And I don't think you want that. I don't think that's your intention, but that's what happens. All research shows that this only harms. There's not one piece of evidence that says that this helps people, that this helps homeless people. They try and tell us they want to use it as a tool in Canton. They're capable of research there. So it's a lie. It's a lie, or they just aren't doing any research. There's a lot of gaslighting happened. I watched the community come together. In one day, we found out that this was happening, and we almost filled that city council room. And they had like 17 speakers in dissent. The week later, when they voted on it, we had 26 people speaking in dissent, and the room was full. Not one person spoke for it. Not one, and yet they passed it anyway, 8-3. And what I've also seen is, since this, dehumanizing rhetoric, dehumanizing behavior from the police, treating people worse. So what it does is it decreases the humanity. It decreases the humanity. I had a whole thing on all the harms and everything, but if you're not talking to homeless folks when passing this ordinance, that's not representing the people. Remember, we had a whole revolution in this country based on taxation without representation. And without representing the actual community and listening, it is passing ordinances without representation. So, thank you.
Thank you. Did you already sign in? Thank you. You're fine.
My name is Liz O'Hara. I'm going to kind of rinse and repeat the speech that I did for Canton when they were passing this. I ask, why are we focusing on writing tickets to people sleeping in a sleeping bag or a tent, but we refuse to write tickets to the slumlords or corporations for their code violations, or the fact that they allow vacant homes to sit there for months or years? Why are we discussing jailing the unhoused, but we won't discuss taxing the vacant homes hoarded by slumlords or corporations? We must shift resources from policing and punishment to care and housing. We must invest in the community, not its cages. Council members, before we even discuss solutions, we must be honest about the cause of the crisis. We are not here tonight because people choose to sleep outside. We are here because our city has I'm from Canton, so I would say Massillon. Massillon has failed to protect its residents from the predatory practices that make housing unaffordable and unstable. I have done the research, and I did give this to my council, how these types of ordinances and bans further criminalize homelessness, further oppresses brown, black, and ethnic communities. The double blade, why this is not a solution, it actively makes the problem worse while pretending to solve it. Tying the foundational roots of anti-blackness, this proposal is not new. It's a direct descendant of black codes and vagrancy laws. While this proposal seeks to criminalize the victims for having nowhere to go, it says nothing about the powerful actors who actively create this problem. We must go further. Enact a vacancy property tax, fund and empower tenant unions, support community land trust. Let's target the hoarders of housing, not the victims of their greed. Let's choose policies that build community wealth and stability, not the ones that criminalize poverty and deepen racial inequities. Reject the camping ban and let's work on real solutions. I'm an organizer in Canton. I've worked very closely with my friends in the homeless community. I would also like to speak on behalf of Jocelyn Stanley. She was my friend. I had gone around during the start of the camping ban actually talking to the people who were homeless, asking them what they actually needed. Not all of them need a housing first. And we've got to rope in the perspective that for the homeless veterans, they've been out on the streets for months to years. They've acclimated to the streets being their homes. You got to imagine what that reacclimation is like back into society. You can't just throw them back there and expect them to acclimate with no other further resources. All Jocelyn wanted was somebody to talk to. She jumped in front of a train and she died on the 23rd. These are the consequences when you dehumanize my friends. These are the types of things that they think is their only outlet. I really don't want to see the homeless community here hurt themselves, kill themselves, harm themselves. I don't want to see the same police brutality that happens on behalf of my homeless friends in Canton here in Massillon. This is a devastating ordinance. Giving them a misdemeanor and charging them $50 does not help them get housing. It does not help them get a job. Like Shauna said, it circles them back into a cycle where they are continuously stuck. For someone who does not have any money, how are they going to pay a $50 fine? How are they going to get housing and a job with a record? I implore you to instead enact places where they can safely camp. For the ones who cannot get into shelters. Many people have records, they have animals, or a lot of times you need an ID. A lot of these people don't have access to get an ID. There are so many barriers that are never talked about to the resources, and only the resources are talked about. But we need to be honest about how accessible these resources actually are. Instead of the ordinance, please put more work into the resources and the homeless community. Let's actually work towards getting them where they need to go and not further kicking them down. Thank you.
Thank you.
My name is Skylark Bruce, and I live in Canton, Ohio. Ward 6 for what it matters. I'd like to take you on a journey with me. Close your eyes and imagine. Imagine that everything you rely on to make your life comfortable is gone. Your job is gone. Your influence is gone. Your house and your car are gone. All of the money in your wallet and bank accounts has disappeared. Your friends and family will not open their doors to you, and you're walking down the street with nowhere to go. You're hungry and wearing only a t-shirt and shorts. It's 45 degrees. The rain starts. You see someone walking towards you. In your new reality, who do you want that person to be? If the person you meet is a friendly homeless person and you are worse off than them, they might just give you the coat off their own back. They might give you their only umbrella. They'll probably split their snacks with you. A homeless friend of mine just gave his sleeping bag to a pregnant woman who didn't have one. Sacrificial generosity here is common. What if the person you meet is a working class person who lives in a house? They might say hello, they might give you $1. They might point you toward a shelter or hot meal. The help they offer usually doesn't make their own life harder. If the person you meet is a business owner, a professional, they're more likely to call the police on you. If you sit down on a bench to rest, you are a bigger problem to them. Heaven forbid you need to use a bathroom. When you encounter the police, are you scared they will arrest you, beat you, take your few things, and generally make your life harder? There's good reason to think so. 15 years ago, a now retired Canton officer I knew earned some respect from me when he regularly told hungry people where they could find free meals and other resources. He would come to the weekly Sunday lunch my friends and I shared, and he would ask for a to-go meal for those who couldn't make it. He would often deliver it to that person, which was sometimes behind a dumpster in a dirty alley. That attitude of service is vanishingly rare in current law enforcement. The batch we have now are more likely to invent their own rules that are designed to kick people while they're down. We have seen this in Canton since City Council voted in September on the camping ban. There is nothing in the ordinance requiring people to leave public spaces after 2 hours. It actually specifies a 24-hour notice. But the police routinely make homeless people leave public spaces after 2 hours. If you want a different result with Massillon police, you will need to do something different than what Canton did. When you consider the camping ban before you, please listen to the homeless people on what their needs actually are. I doubt any of them have asked for this. Hands off the homeless.
Did you sign the sheet already?
You already signed, correct? Ma'am?
Are we allowed to go together, or do we have to, like, separate?
Whatever
Okay,
floats your chicken.
that's cool. My name is Coda Gallagher. I work at work. I live in Ward 5.
And my name's Gage Barrett, and I live in Ward 1.
So ordinance number 98, obviously the community knows about it. Obviously the community is reacting to it. You've heard these stories.
And there's been a lot of Facebook posts of people expressing their thoughts on this, and it's very vulgar ordinance, I would say. Want me to continue into this? Okay. So we have a bit of an enumerated list of points of why this ordinance should not be passed. With the first being, if we effectively advocate for providing services to homeless Massillonians, as Slutz has said, then there shouldn't be any encampments to remove in the first place. This is basically to say that before we prohibit these people from being able to use their final last resort, we need to provide them ways to get out of that situation. Secondly, veterans and children are disproportionately more likely to be homeless. And so the way I imagine it is, imagine you are a veteran or a child of a person who is down on their luck, and you are approached by a peace officer who says, "I'm sorry, but what you are doing is a crime."
So we all want to have a solution to this. I mean, Slutz brought this legislation up because he mentioned specifically the services, as Gage said, and we have people here who talk about wanting to have a solution to this because people are at risk. And in this case, criminalizing encampments does not fix the issue. It just moves them around. It creates more spots you have to target. If the problem is purely logistic, if the problem is that the enforcement costs too much or that the enforcement is too much for the community, you're not getting rid of that enforcement, you're just giving yourself more ground to cover. So imagine, as you've heard, being not homeless yourself. If you're simply a person here who just has a basic sense of empathy, you see your fellow Massillonian and they're an impoverished neighbor of yours and they're forced away from what is their last resort and you don't know if they're going to be safe or if they're going to be behind bars. At its core, the ordinance is not a solution to the problem, it's just a means to bury it. If we all want to find a solution, and it seems like we all want to find a solution, then surely there's a way to do that that doesn't put people at more risk. As the person before us said, they mentioned a tax on vacant housing, and regardless of the logistics of that specifically, there are about 15,000 homes in Massillon, and over 1,000 of them are vacant. So clearly the issue isn't a matter of how much housing there is, and clearly the issue isn't that homeless people exist. The issue is how we approach it, and I think we can approach it with empathy before we approach it with conviction. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Seeing none, we move forward. Item number 6, new and miscellaneous business. Councilman Lewis.
Yes, I'd like to make a motion that we go into executive session in accordance to the Ohio Revised Code and all other pertaining administrative codes that govern the meetings that we hold every week. The purpose of this executive session will be to discuss the potential of future litigation involving the city. I would like to invite the law director and his other representatives, the mayor of the city of Massillon, the chief of police, all 9 members of council, as well as council president, and the safety service director, please. Thank you.
Second by Councilman Gregg. Roll call, please.
Creamer,
Yes.
Cunningham,
Yes.
Gregg,
Yes.
Harwick Smith,
Yes.
Lewis,
Yes.
Markham,
Yes.
Hackley,
Yes.
Ray,
Yes.
and Brian Huth.
Yes.
9 yes to enter into executive session.
Councilman Lewis.
I'd like to make a motion that we return from executive session.
Second by Councilwoman Cunningham. Roll call, please.
Cunningham,
Yes.
Gregg,
Yes.
Harwick Smith,
Yes.
Lewis,
Yes.
Markham,
Yes.
Hackley,
Yes.
Ray,
Yes.
Brian Huth,
Yes.
and Creamer.
Yes.
9 yes to exit executive session.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Item number 7, introduction of ordinances and resolutions. Ordinance number 97-2025.
An ordinance to authorize and direct the Safety Service Director to enter into an agreement with Kettle Creek Capital One LLC, accepting the dedication of an easement for traffic signal poles and adjoining equipment located on the south side of Lincoln Way East between 24th and 25th Street Southeast, outlot 1249, Starbucks property, to the city of Massillon, Ohio.
Councilwoman Creamer.
Thank you, Mr. President. First reading.
Ordinance number 97-2025 has received its first reading. Ordinance number 98-2025.
An ordinance enacting Chapter 542, prohibited camping, under Part 5 General Offenses Code of the Codified Ordinances of the City of Massillon, Ohio.
Councilwoman Cunningham.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'm going to ask the mayor to please come forward, but I wish to share an incident that I was caught on Thursday. I received a call from a concerned citizen of a person that had their tent taken away from them. My first reaction was, all right, what do we do for this person? Well, this person was directed to go to the Salvation Army. This gentleman no longer has a car, no longer has anything, totally down on his luck. And not that every homeless person has a drug problem, but this gentleman has a serious drug issue. He was directed to the Salvation Army. The Salvation Army contracted with the Knights Inn in Canton. He was given a roof for 4 nights, at which time yesterday he was told that he had to leave. Well, what we're doing with compassion, people, not to give this man a ticket, but to help him. And how we help them, we've contracted with ICANN, and ICANN is going to have him have a shelter. Then the social services will be involved to try to help this gentleman recover from his drug addiction. Now, that's the first thing that has happened this week with this ordinance. That is called compassion. That is what the city wants to do, not criminalize these people. And we also know that some of these folks wish to stay homeless. They want to stay out in the open. We can kind of understand that for sure, but anyway, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Mrs. Cunningham. So last week I spoke to you about this ordinance. This ordinance is prohibiting camping on public property, not private property, just public property. The reason for this is we cannot, in my opinion, have people sleeping downtown. In the last 10 months, I've witnessed myself people sleeping on benches. I personally went down there, talked to these people, asked them how I can help them. I took them to get them breakfast. I took them to get lunch, gave them money for cigarettes. Some people choose to live like that. However, we cannot have people camping downtown. Last February, we had people camping along the Tuscarawas River. There were 7 people. I personally, along with the Salvation Army, ICANN Housing, Stark Housing Network, we all met days before we went down here to the encampment along the Tuscarawas River at Walnut to come up with a game plan how we can help these people. We don't want to take people to jail. We don't want to get the police involved and have them arrested. We want to help these people. These people need help. So we devised a plan. We took them clean socks, clean shirts, coats, you name it, some things to keep them warm. If you remember back in February, it was probably 10 degrees some days or in the teens. 5 of the 7 people accepted our help, and we put them up in temporary housing until ICANN or Salvation Army or another organization was able to help them. However, 2 people told me they chose to live like that. I gave them 6 weeks. Actually, I gave them 4 weeks. A gentleman that was trying to help them called my office wanting to give them an additional week or 2. So we gave them 6 weeks. These 2 individuals still chose to live like this. After they moved from that campsite, our street department had to go down there and clean up the mess. They had to clean up fecal matter, the trash. It took them an 8-hour day to clean up this encampment. I agree that this is no way for people to live, and we do want to help people. I was a police officer for 22 years here in the city, and we chose to help people that are in need. We took an oath to help people that are in need. So this is not just against homeless people. This is just prohibiting people from living in our downtown, in our Duncan Plaza, under the Lincoln Theater, at the front door. They called. There was a homeless gentleman living there. He used the bathroom in front of the door, and they called, and they had to clean it up. So, I felt this. Canton did this a month or 2 ago, and I thought we probably should do the same. So.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
This will be first reading.
Ordinance number 98-2025 has received its first reading. Ordinance number 99-2025.
An ordinance making certain appropriations from the unappropriated balance of the 3104 vacant foreclosure depository fund for the year ending December 31st, 2025, and declaring an emergency.
Councilman Lewis.
Yes, this is $144,000. Yes, this is a $144,000 appropriation that allows us to pay back the deposits that are made into it by the banks, as we discussed last week. Whenever a bank forecloses on a property, they have to deposit funds with the city until the property is sold. Once the property is sold, they are able to get a percentage of those funds back. So we're just making an appropriation so that we can uphold our end of the transaction. Any questions or discussion? Seeing none, I make a motion, we suspend the rules requiring reading, bring ordinance number 99-025 forward for a vote.
Second by Councilman Gregg. Roll call for suspension, please.
Gregg?
Yes.
Hardwick Smith,
Yes.
Lewis,
Yes.
Markham,
Yes.
Packley,
Yes.
Ray,
Yes.
Brian Huth,
Yes.
Creamer,
Yes.
and Cunningham.
Yes.
9 yes for suspension.
And for passage, please.
Hardwick Smith,
Yes.
Lewis,
Yes.
Markham,
Yes.
Packley,
Yes.
Ray,
Yes.
Brian Huth,
Yes.
Creamer,
Yes.
Cunningham,
Yes.
and Gregg.
Yes.
9 yes for passage.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Ordinance number 99-2025 has passed. Ordinance number 100-2025.
An ordinance to adopt appropriations for the operating and capital expenditures of the city of Massillon, Ohio for the fiscal year 2026 and declaring an emergency.
Councilman Lewis.
First reading.
Ordinance number 100-2025 has received its first reading. Ordinance number 101-2025.
An ordinance authorizing the Director of Public Service and Safety of the City of Massillon, Ohio, to enter into a contract between Lexipol and the City of Massillon, Ohio, for the purpose of purchasing a subscription to a platform for maintaining city policies and training and declaring an emergency.
Councilman Lewis.
Yes, as discussed last week, this platform will allow us to update our current policies, have them well managed and maintained, and make sure that we are up to date with best practices of communities of our size and stature. Are there any questions or discussion this evening? Seeing none, I make a motion we suspend the rules requiring 3 readings, bringing ordinance number 101-2025 forward for a vote.
Second by Councilman Markham. Roll call for suspension, please.
Lewis,
Yes.
Markham,
Yes.
Packley,
Yes.
Ray,
Yes.
Brian Huth,
Yes.
Creamer,
Yes.
Cunningham,
Yes.
Gregg,
Yes.
and Hardwick Smith.
Yes.
9 yes for suspension.
And for passage, please.
Markham,
Yes.
Packley,
Yes.
Ray,
Yes.
Brian Huth,
Yes.
Creamer,
Yes.
Cunningham,
Yes.
Gregg,
Yes.
Hardwick Smith,
Yes.
and Lewis.
Yes.
9 yes for passage.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Ordinance number 101-2025 has passed. Item number 8, unfinished business. Item number 9, petitions and general communications. Councilman Gregg.
Thank you, President Slater. Just want to wish good luck to the Tigers this Friday night with our game with our neighbors in North Canton. Looking for a victory, hopefully, to move on in the playoffs. They had a bye this past week, so we don't have anything to congratulate them on so far, but hoping they'll do well on Friday. Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
Beat Hoover.
Councilman Lewis.
Yes, I just want to point out that as we look at the end of the year, we only have 3 voting council sessions after this, after tonight, I believe. So if there's anybody on council or in the administration that has new legislation requests coming to us, just be mindful that this body cannot leave anything open-ended to the next sessions in January. So if you need the full 3 readings, you're going to have it in by our next work session a week from today. Otherwise, you're going to have to convince the body why it needs to be passed with the suspension of rules. And that is all.
I appreciate that, Mr. Lewis. Item number 10, bills, accounts, and claims.
We have none.
Item number 11, reports from city officials.
Yes, we have the mayor's report for July, August, and September of 2025, and the treasurer's report for September 2025.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Item number 12, reports of committees. Our next work session will be Monday, November the 10th, 2025, at 6:30 p.m. Item number 13, resolutions and requests of council members. Number 14, call of the calendar. Item number 15, third reading ordinances and resolutions. Ordinance number 86-2025.
Yes, an ordinance amending the zoning map of the city of Massillon, Ohio by rezoning a certain property from B-2 Central Business District to B-1 Local Business District.
Councilwoman Creamer.
Thank you, Mr. President. This is a rezoning request at 242 Lincoln Way West. The proposed use is a new Sheetz gas station and convenience store. We do have a public hearing scheduled for November 17th here at Council Chambers at 6 p.m. Due to that, I would like to make a motion to table ordinance 86-2025 till November 17th.
Councilman Gregg.
I was seconding our motion.
Oh, I'm sorry, okay. I need a roll call, please.
Packley,
Yes.
Ray,
Yes.
Ryan Huth,
Yes.
Creamer,
Yes.
Cunningham,
Yes.
Gregg,
Yes.
Hardwick Smith,
Yes.
Lewis, and Markham.
Yes.
9 yes to table ordinance number 86 until November 17th.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Ordinance number 87-2025.
An ordinance amending the zoning map of the city of Massillon, Ohio by rezoning a certain property from B-1 Local Business District to RM-1 Multiple Family Residential District.
Councilwoman Creamer.
Thank you, Mr. President. This rezoning request is for 21 South Avenue Southeast. The proposed use is to convert the former commercial property to a two-dwelling rental unit. We will also be having a public hearing on November 17th here in Council Chambers at 6 p.m. for this request. Due to that, I'd like to table ordinance 87-2025 till November 17th.
Second by Councilwoman Cunningham. Roll call, please, to table.
Ray,
Yes.
Ryan Huth,
Yes.
Creamer,
Yes.
Cunningham,
Yes.
Gregg,
Yes.
Hardwick Smith,
Yes.
Lewis,
Yes.
Markham,
Yes.
and Packley.
Yes.
9 yes to table ordinance number 87-2025 until November 17th, 2025.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Ordinance number 88-2025.
An ordinance authorizing the Director of Public Service and Safety of the City of Massillon, Ohio, to transfer parcel number 10003714, a .98 acre vacant commercial property currently owned by the City of Massillon, to the Community Improvement Corporation of Massillon, CIC, for the purpose of economic development.
Councilwoman Creamer.
Thank you, Mr. President. We've had discussions regarding this request for the purpose of constructing an indoor sensory park for children with special needs. The LBG Properties LLC has engaged with the service of a civil engineer and completed conceptual site designs. Over the last few weeks, we have heard from Mr. Ben Gully and Mr. Dallas Young regarding this request for this enclosed structure. Are there any questions regarding this ordinance prior to moving forward?
Councilman Markham.
So, gauging the temperature over the last few weeks, this could go either way, and I was wondering if there might be a way to split the baby, maybe get everybody on board with the project. I reached out to the law department a little bit on this as well. It sounds like from some ends of the table, there's concerns about giving away land for free here with minimal assurances that the project will be successful 10 years from now or 5 years from now. I mean, I don't think anybody wants to see this turned into a Wendy's in 2030 or 2029 or something like that. We all want this project to be successful. The one tool I keep coming back to that would guarantee some level of a surety for the taxpayers and for the city would be a restrictive covenant with a reverter clause. And then another thing that I thought of to tack on to that reverter clause would be a buyout clause. So instead of the property reverting back to the city for sure, they could buy out a reversionary interest for the tax assessed value in 2022, which I believe was like 25 grand or something. The reason I say 2022 is because it like doubled during this last triennial. So I feel like it would be more fair. Vacant property, they're going to put a lot of effort and work into this. They get the property for free right now, restrictive covenant that says must be used for a nonprofit purpose indefinitely. If it's not used for a nonprofit purpose, the reverter clause would kick in, but they could buy it out if they wanted to convert this property into a for-profit venture down the line. So I was just trying to gauge the temperature one last time kind of around the table.
Any? Councilman Gregg?
Thank you, Councilman Markham, or thank you, President Slater. Councilman Markham, I think that's a wonderful idea. I'm on the fence, as you would indicated. That would make me feel better about the possibility of providing this property for the use that they've said. I have, as I mentioned before, I have no problem with the concept and the building of that park. I think that's something that would be extremely well received by the city, would be very useful for the city and members of the city, as well as surrounding areas. I did have concerns about the use of that particular piece of property for that purpose, but a restrictive covenant, I think, might do the trick. So I would fully support that.
Anyone else? Councilman Smith?
Thank you, President Slater. Thank you, Councilman Markham, for all your hard work. I feel like that is a great solution for the reservations, because I get people in the community too. They're like, well, why not give me land? Or, you know, you're giving it to this and it's a good cause. Well, I have a good cause too. And I've never, since I've been on council, we've given away small lots, but, almost 1 acre of business. But we have heard the problems with it and the infrastructure problems with it that he's going to have to deal with. And I think it's a great thing for us to support this. But I do like that, like if it doesn't work out and they want to continue the land or sell or be profitable or whatever, then, that's a very low amount. Like, I don't think they could go anywhere. They're getting it for free, and then if they don't do what they say they're going to do, to pay $25,000 is still in the land. Is still a very big gift from the city. And thank you for that.
Councilman Pappy, you have something to say?
Thank you, Mr. Slater. Mr. Markham, I agree with you. I like this solution for some of our concerns that we had with the how the property was going to transfer and go into that, where it was going to be $1, and I would fully support that idea. And there at the end, I think you described it very well. For most people to understand restrictive covenants and the money and how, because that gets really confusing after a while. But anyway, I would support that.
Councilman Kramer?
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to thank Mr. Markham. Also, as I've stated at the previous meetings, I struggle with giving away this property. I like the idea because I think it's the concept is great for the community, for the children. So I would like, if there's no other concerns, I'd like to table this ordinance so we can get the language needed and bring it forward on November 17th. Any concerns with giving us enough time to get that language prepared and be presented with the information that you provided us this evening? Or would we recommend another approach?
Would we need to move to amend the ordinance to do
Yes.
that? Okay.
Yes, so. Correct, and then, right, yes. So I would like to table that until November 17th, and that would give us time to present the amended language at the next work session. And then it would be brought forward on the 17th, and yes, it would revert back to first reading. If we'd like further discussion, we can have further discussion at that time, or we can move to waive the 3 readings. So if everybody's on board with that, I would like to table ordinance 88-2025 till November 17th.
Second by Councilman Markham. Roll call, please, to table.
Brian Huth?
Yes.
Kramer?
Yes.
Cunningham?
Yes.
Gregg?
Yes.
Harwick Smith? Yes. Lewis?
Abstain?
Markham?
Yes.
Packley?
Yes.
And Ray.
Yes.
That would be 8 yes and 1 abstention to table ordinance number 88-2025 until November 17th, 2025.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Item number 16, second reading ordinances and resolutions. Ordinance number 94-2025.
An ordinance making certain appropriations from the unappropriated balance of the 1433 Parks and Recreation Capital Improvement Fund for the Reservoir Park Stream Bank Restoration Project for the year ending December 31st, 2025, and declaring an emergency.
Councilman Lewis.
Yes, this legislation, as it is saying, it is the funding needed for the the Reservoir Park Stream Bank Restoration Project. Anybody have any questions? Seeing none, I would like to waive the rules requiring 3 readings, bringing ordinance number 94-2025 forward for a vote.
Second by Councilman Gregg. Roll call for suspension, please.
Creamer?
Yes.
Cunningham?
Yes.
Gregg?
Yes.
Harwick Smith? Yes. Lewis?
Yes.
Markham?
Yes.
Packley?
Yes.
Ray?
Yes.
And Brian Hoot.
Yes.
9 yes for suspension.
And for passage, please.
Cunningham?
Yes.
Gregg?
Yes. Excuse me, yes.
Harwick Smith?
Yes.
Lewis?
Yes.
Markham?
Yes.
Packley?
Yes.
Ray?
Yes.
Brian Hoot?
Yes.
And Creamer?
Yes.
9 yes for passage.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Ordinance number 94-2025 has passed. Ordinance number 95-2025.
An ordinance making certain appropriations from the unappropriated balance of the 1201 Street Construction M&R Fund for the purpose of income tax refunds for the year ending December 31st, 2025, and declaring an emergency.
Councilman Lewis.
Yes, this ordinance allows us to pay the people back that are owed refunds. Are there any questions or discussion this evening? No. I make a motion we suspend the rules requiring 3 readings, bringing ordinance number 95-2025 forward for a vote.
Second by Councilman Gregg. Roll call for suspension, please.
Gregg?
Yes.
Harwick Smith?
Yes.
Lewis?
Yes.
Markham?
Yes.
Packley?
Yes.
Ray?
Yes.
Brian Huth?
Yes.
Creamer?
Yes.
And Cunningham?
Yes.
9 yes for suspension.
And for passage, please.
Harwick Smith?
Yes.
Lewis?
Yes.
Markham?
Yes.
Packley?
Yes.
Ray?
Yes.
Brian Huth?
Yes.
Creamer?
Yes.
Cunningham?
Yes.
And Gregg.
Yes.
9 yes for passage.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Ordinance number 96-2025 has passed. Item number 17, remarks of delegations and citizens to matters.
Yep.
There's another one. 96?
I think he said 96 when he read the ordinance, but it should have been 95.
I
Should've been
apologize.
95.
Ordinance number 95-2025 is passed. Ordinance number 96-2025.
An ordinance making certain appropriations from the unappropriated balance of the 1208 Parking Fund for the year ending December 31st, 2025, and declaring an emergency.
Councilman Lewis.
Yes, this is just the monies that are gathered through our parking enforcement initiatives to go into supplies and materials to further support it. Is there any questions or discussions? Seeing none, I make a motion we suspend the rules requiring 3 readings, bringing ordinance number 96-2025 forward for a vote.
Second by Councilman Markham. Roll call, please, for suspension.
Lewis?
Yes.
Markham?
Yes.
Packley?
Yes.
Ray?
Yes.
Brian Huth?
Yes.
Creamer?
Yes.
Cunningham?
Yes.
Gregg?
Yes.
And Harwick Smith.
Yes.
9 yes for suspension.
And for passage, please.
Markham?
Yes.
Packley?
Yes.
Ray?
Yes.
Brian Huth?
Yes.
Creamer?
Yes.
Cunningham?
Yes.
Gregg?
Yes.
Harwick Smith?
Yes.
And Lewis.
Yes.
9 yes for passage.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Ordinance number 96-2025 has passed. Item number 17, remarks of delegations and citizens to matters not on the agenda. Is there anyone present at this time who'd like to speak on a topic that did not appear on the agenda? If so, please come forward, state your name, the ward you live in, the topic you wish to discuss, and please limit your comments to 4 minutes or less.
My name is Jim Hott. I'm from Ward 2. and I'd like to thank the council for inviting us here tonight. I'd also like to thank Councilman Eric Ray for meeting with me last Tuesday on a couple of the concerns that I have. One of the first concerns I have is the 20th Street Northeast above the new Massillon Elementary East. There is a ledge that if that road is slippery enough for ice, rain, whatever, that car could go over the embankment and possibly cause the loss of life in that school area. I recommend that we put reinforced guardrails in the sections in question to protect our kids and our community. Second area is Tremont Avenue Southeast, adjacent to the South Sippo Park. There's also a steep ledge there as you're coming down on the right. And that also could very easily cause an accident, which could cause loss of life, and a car could just go over the embankment. It's worth reinforcing it to prevent it before something like that would happen. And finally, the third thing I'm concerned about is my own street. I moved to Massillon in 1992, January, when I got out of the military. I relocated here with my family. From Massillon, born and raised here. I am from West Virginia, ended up living here, and I've lived better than half my life in Massillon. Massillon is now my home. I have a vested interest. I'm involved in a lot of the community projects in the area, a lot of the community, what you would call nonprofit organizations. So I have a deep-rooted concern for Massillon and the citizens. On my road, when I moved into McCadden Avenue, it was a wooded area in 1992. They broke ground. I moved in Memorial Day weekend in 1993 when my house was finished. I had a mud road for about 3 months before they did the initial paving. They came back and about 3 months later and resurfaced. And they said it was a base coat. They said they would be back the first of the year sometime to make the permanent coat. I didn't know at the time, but that was the last time I would see the city crews. I have not seen, our road has not been paved since 1993. That is ridiculous. Not only that, when you look at the overall stuff, we do not have this, when the weather's bad and snow, I understand we're a side street. I understand we're not the primary roadways. There are other areas that are not main roadways that are getting serviced, and we don't. And I feel that's a miscarriage of justice, in my opinion. I'm proud of my house. I live on the northeast side, and a lot of my neighbors feel the same way. Erroneously, there is a water drain that is placed. However, it's 2 feet from the road in my neighbor's yard. So when it gets heavy rains, we have flooding. My garage gets flooded on a regular basis from heavy rain, brought on by not having that where it should be. The road is not level. There's a lot of ice buildup in the wintertime, and not to mention the fact that people use it as a byway to get away from the speed things on Lake Avenue. We have kids in that area. My kids are all grown. These kids are my neighborhood kids. I worry for them because people fly down that road totally unappealed. I yell at them. I ain't gonna lie. I don't want no kid to get hurt. I tell the kids in the neighborhood, you see a car driving fast, get off the road. Get in my driveway, get in my yard. I don't care. I don't want you getting hurt. So I would like to have my road reassessed. I'd like to see someone look at the drainage and move it to where it be of proper use, proper draining, to stop basement flooding. The backup in the garages. The other thing I have a problem with is I've put in 3 aprons to my driveway. My driveway and the driveway next to me, we have nothing but problems with breaking apart aprons because of the lack of something to stop the flooding from heavy rains. There's a gravel road that goes back to the duplex behind me. That gravel goes all the way down the road every time it rains. And my neighbor, he's always out there trying to shovel it to put it back in his driveway. So that's the consideration I'm here for tonight. As a bus driver for the Massillon School District, I'm also here for that section on 20th Street to make sure we keep our kids safe. They are our future. It's time for us to vote for them.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank you. Councilman Ray.
Thank you. Usually we don't comment, but I do want to comment because I did see the street. We did walk the street. The drain is like a makeshift drain for like a storm drain. Someone built it. It's not a city drain. Obviously, that's not giving any excuses, but I do want to let you know, and I think I gave Jim a call earlier today. His street is now on the 2026 list.
Good.
So we'll get you done in the spring. Thank you.
Thank you for taking care of that. Appreciate that. Councilman Bryant Hoot? Oh, I apologize.
Is she coming in with that? I don't want to interrupt. Antonio Jorge Guillan, and I live in Ward 3. And technically, what I'm going to talk about is not on the agenda because you just brought it up tonight, and it's so part of not on the agenda that next meeting it would be a first reading. But as a citizen of the city, I want to express disappointment that this council is putting in jeopardy an amazing opportunity with the sensory indoor park over the mortal fear that someday it might become a Wendy's. And I want to remind you that it's a property you didn't pay for and needs improvements anyways. That's all.
Thank you. Councilman Bryant Hoot?
Thank you, Mr. President. I would like to motion to adjourn, please.
Second by Councilman Ray. Roll call, please.
Packley,
Yes.
Ray,
Yes.
Brian Hoot,
Yes.
Creamer,
Yes.
Cunningham,
Yes.
Gregg,
Yes.
Howard Smith,
Yes.
Lewis, and Markham.
Yes.
9 yes to adjourn.
Meeting adjourned.